Dear students, today I will be demonstrating you how to enter the transaction to the Sage 50 accounting software using the mock papers given to you. So that means we will be demonstrating the mock paper 1. To start up our discussion, first of all, we need to go to the LMS, and at the bottom of the LMS in the last lecture, we have uploaded several mock papers. So you can scroll down to the bottom of your LMS and then you can select the appropriate question paper which I am going to discuss with you in a video demonstration. So first most, let me go to the particular program section under the last lecture. And here you can see the lecture number 11, 30th of October, we have uploaded several mock papers. Now I will be first taking up the SOS mock paper. So you can download the mock paper as well as you need to download the mock paper 2 backup file. So let's download first of all the mock paper question paper which I need to process and show you how to do that demonstration. So we'll download that and we will keep open our mock paper in your screen. Okay, so this is your mock paper. Further, we need to download our mock paper backup file, mock paper 2 backup file. So we will download that and you can see the mock paper 2 SOS Private Limited downloaded. Then we can go to the software, that is our Sage Line 50 software. You can open up the software package first. Then after that, once the software is open, you need to make sure that you are going to restore that backup file. So the software will take open. It may take a little bit time depending on the capacity and the hard disk availability. So once it opens completely, then we can restore the downloaded backup file. This backup file is much needed for you to handle the transactions which we have given in the mock paper. So to do that, first of all, we have to open up the software with any company. It doesn't matter which company is there. You can close up all the unnecessary windows. Then you can go to the file command and then you can restore that backup file. Restore the backup file from the download section. So if you have downloaded that, that will be there in the download section. So you can see my backup file is available here, SOS Private Limited. Highlight that, open, then go to the next step and don't use the overwriting existing company data. So you need to select the create a new company using the restore data. Then you can tick onto that checkbox or the tick onto that button and then you can go to the next and finish. This will allow you to open up your backup file required to do this particular activity. After getting the entire backup file open, then we will discuss how to enter the details in your question paper. So now we have the backup file of the SOS Private Limited. Then we can go to our backup question paper. Now according to the question paper, if you go to the first section to the key instruction, it says you need to enter the registration number under the Federal Employer ID and also you have to enter the index number under the State Employer ID. So these two operations need to be added into the backup file section. So how we can do that? So you can go back to your company and then you can go to the maintain main menu. We know this modification need to be done under the company information section. So we have to click the company information. There you can see the Federal Employer ID, State Employer ID and so forth, where we need to enter the registration number under the Federal Employer ID. Here the Federal Employer ID, you need to enter your registration number. Registration number means your MC number. And also it says you need to enter your index number into the state employee ID field. State employee ID field, you have to enter your index number. Your index number means your examination number or your CPM number. Once you enter your registration number as well as the index number, to confirm that entries, you need to click OK button. So that will be there in your backup file. Then we can go to the question paper, and it says very carefully you need to read this question paper information, whereby you will be able to see how these question papers need to be adjusted. So let me take the question paper a little bit larger, whereby you will be able to see it properly. So it says SOS Private Limited, the sole agent of Delica's Food Enterprises, was in the business for distributing concentrated fruit drink bottles. However, the company has been able to diversify its business into the traveling industries as well as establishing the separate segments. So they are going to establish the new unit or the new department called, or the new business unit called SBU, or you can call that as strategic business unit. So this business unit need to be created within the system as a new business unit. For that, most probably we have already facilitated with the chart of account. Now for the purpose of that, we need to check our chart of account. For example, you can see if you go to the list command and chart of account, your accounts are built except in this new different department or segments. You can see now at the moment we have used the 4-code system for the general accounts and 3-coding system for the segment. Now at the moment we have one segment, that is our fruit drink business, and that is given a code number 00300C0, that is 3-coding system. And now if you are going to add the new company or the new segment, you can use the last 3 digits converted into the different kind of number, either 001, or you can use straight away 3 letters SUB, because there are 3 characters can be entered here, right? Based on your requirement, either you can enter the words or the letters, or you can enter another number which need to be repeatedly created for the all account. So let's look at that situation now. If you go to the paper discussion, it says following ledger accounts are required to process the transaction for the best way section. That is, the best way is the new wing or new SBU which you have created. Under that, we have to create the motor vehicle account. Now when you are going to create the motor vehicle account which is not given a code, you need to refer to the old codes. So if you go back to the system, you can see your motor vehicle account at the moment is available for the main business. The code number is 1200, right? So there we can create another new account using the same code. We can click the new button and we can use the same code 1200, but the segmentation need to be different. So let me use SUB or subunit code, 3 digit, and then we will give the same name, motor vehicle account, and the motor vehicle account type need to be what? Fixed asset category. So you can create that account and then you can save that. Further, you are asked to create current account for the CDB bank. So we can create that account also. That's a business account, current account. Then you can first check the other current accounts where they have created. For example, you can see cash in hand, BOC, HNB accounts are there with 1702. So the new account can be created with 1703 SUB, and the name of the new account need to be the current account of CDB bank, and the type need to be the cash. Then we can save that. Next, we can create the income account for the company, traveling income for the SBU. So we will create that one now, SBU traveling income account. So we can go to either income account section, you can go to drop down and find out your income accounts. Here your income category 4000, 4001, 4002 is there. We can easily use 4010, 4010 or some other number for that purpose. So we will use 4010 SBU SUB, I have used the code SUB, and then it is going to be traveling income account, and the type need to be income category, and you can save that as well. So you can see once you are saving those accounts, new accounts will be created under the different places, right? Different accounts are appearing various places. So the income account also added now, new account that will be come to the chart of account as well. You can see chart of account is updating with the new accounts. Then we can create another commission fees account. This is expenditure category, but this goes like a direct expenses, commission paid to the traveling agent. So this need to come under the cost of sales calculation, and it is going to be the cost of sales type of account. So the commission fees, we will create that account as well. New account, let's check the cost of sales account numbers. At the moment you can see 5000, 5001, 5002 is already used. So we can see 5010 SUB, and the account name is going to be commission fees, and the type need to be cost of sale. It goes like a cost of sale. Another cost of sale account is coming up with this business, that is called direct expenses. Other direct expenses also related to the cost of sales, right? So, or we can keep that as a normal. These other direct expenses, okay. Other direct expenses you should not take as a cost of sales. Those are going to be the expenditure account. Commission is the direct expenses. Other direct expenses are going to be the expenditure category. So we can create the other expenses account with the expenditure category. So let's check our expenditure category. You can see the last number of the expenditure category at the moment is 9000, or you can take any of these numbers after 6000 account. So we can create, say, 9010 SUB, and the name of the account is going to be other direct expenses, and type need to be the expenditure category. Save and new. Then we have another expenditure category account, other administration expenses. We can create that as well. Other, so we can use again 9000, say 20 SUB. Codes you can design which number you want accordingly, because we are not given the codes. And then this is also going to be the expenditure category. One more expenditure account is coming, depreciation motor vehicles, another expenditure account. So we can create that also with the same coding system, 9030 SUB, and then the depreciation expenses account can be attached to the expenses category. The next you can see the accumulated depreciation for the motor vehicle account is coming up. This need to be created close to the motor vehicle account number. So we can check the current numbers and then we can create that. So we'll go to the accumulated contra asset account. So we can check your accumulated motor vehicle account for the main business is available with 1210. So the same code we can use 1210, but the segment is SUB segment, and then we can go by the same name, accumulated depreciation of the motor vehicle account, and the type need to be accumulated depreciation. There's a separate category. Save and finish of that. Then we can see there's a account receivable account also, category of account receivable, debtors account, that also need to create it within the same system. So we can go to the assets account, and currently we have debtors account 1600. So you can create the same thing, 1600 SUB, and your account name need to be the account receivable, and also type need to be the same as account receivable, and save and new. Finally we have leased creditor CDB bank. Lease creditor CDB bank is a long-term lease account. So we can check our accounts again, long-term liabilities. So you can go down, you can see the long-term liability bank loan 2500 there, 2,500, we can give SUB and the name lease creditor CDB Bank, and the type need to be long-term liabilities. Save that. Then if you go to the list, all the new accounts what you have created will appear there with the new coding system, the segmentation code SUB, as I have used SUB 3-digit, but I have used the letters. So the main business is going with the 3 zeros, but the subunit is going with the SUB. You can see all new accounts are already created. With that, you can complete the part which we call generally creation part of the new accounts according to the instruction provided here. Then you can see I have to create also the inventory new item. This inventory item details are also given. So how we can create the new inventory item? So if you go to the package, inventory item need to be created using the inventory module. If you go to the inventory module, you can see inventory item button which you can use to create the inventory item. So you click the new inventory item, then the card will get open. Then we can enter the descriptions. Item code is TRV001. We can enter TRV001 item code. Then the description of the account is also given. Traveling charges, that is the name, and that can be entered into the sales description as well. And it is not going to be the stock item. Let's check what sort of item. Is a service category item. So that means you have to change the stock item into the service category item. Then the same name can be entered, traveling charges, under the sales name. Right. So the cost of the kilometer, we will be having 350 rupees our cost. So we can enter that cost under the cost and then 350 rupees. And then you can calculate the prices for the customer retail and wholesale prices by using the recalculation button. So you can see the prices are appearing here. Then you click OK to confirm that. So then we have filled that also price. Then it says unit measurement method is kilometers. So where we can put that here, stock measurement method is kilometers. We will type there km. At the moment bottles are there, so we will enter this one, unit measurement method. Then we can see the sales accounts going to be the traveling income account need to be attached here, sales account. You already created the traveling income account. Please find out from your ledger and attach traveling income account SBU. Then the other two accounts are same. Commission fees are taken to the inventory as well as cost of sales side. So you take commission fees account which we created under the cost of sales for this GL salary account, and also we will take the same account for the other side cost of sales account. So you can see the both numbers are the same at the end of the day. No cost calculation, only the income calculation. Then we have to check with the taxable. It is taxable. In that case, we have to apply 1. 1 is the taxable item. So we will apply 1. So no other vendors and informations given to us. So we have created very simply by using all the information provided to us this inventory card. Then you can save that and close your window. So now we have completed the first task, creating part. We are asked to now process the transactions. So we have given first of all the SUB transaction, that means your new unit transaction. So we will be doing that transaction first, and then we will look at the major transaction relevant to the old business. So it says on the 4th of April 2018, current account was opened at the Citizen Development Bank CDB for the purpose of Bestway. A check amounting 50,000 rupees were issued from the BOC account, check number 700-100, and deposited into the CDB account as the initial deposit. Now when you read this transaction data, first thing you need to identify how you are going to process this transaction, right? One way you can process this transaction as a journal entry. But in case of the journal entries, we normally give you the journal entry number. But here we have given you check number. That means we have written a check from the BOC account and that was deposited to the CDB bank. So the option which we need to select from the entering purpose, you need to go to the write check option. You can go to the banking module or you can go to the vendor module. There you can see the write check option. We need to write a check and then deposit that into the other bank. So we'll go to the write check, click the new check, and then any bank account, no problem, click OK. Now you are in the write check window where we don't have a vendor, so we are going to do the bank transfer. So we name of this particular transaction can enter as a bank transfer. Bank transfer. Then there's no vendor involved, and also the check number given in your reference here, we can enter that into the check number under the check number place. And then very important to check the date. So your date need to be the 4th of April 2018. So we will get the date, and then it says the amount you have deposited into the bank is 50,000 check. So 50,000 need to be manually entered. Then after that you have to find which account is used to write the check. So that will come as a credit account. So we have used the BOC account. So you can see from the list your BOC bank account is used to credit or to write the check, and that check need to be deposited into the under the expenses account section. You can select the new account which you have created under the current account of the CDB bank. Now if you look at the journal entry here, you can see the CDB sub account is going to be debited 50,000, which the money is deposited into that account, and also money given from the BOC account of the main business 50,000. So perfect transaction. You can click OK, and to save this transaction and update your ledgers, you need to click the write check option, save button. Then it will close. So you can close the window. Then you can move on to the transaction number 2. Transaction number 2 is saying on the 10th of April 2018, a luxury bus costing 9 million was purchased on financial lease from the CDB for the traveling purposes of the best way. Record this as a journal reference, journal entry BJ1. So definitely when the journal reference is given, that means you need to create a journal entry to enter this double entry. So what is the double entry? What happened here? Actually we have purchased the new luxury bus which is cost 9 million rupees, but the no money is paid and it is taken under the CDB lease account. So what is the double entry you are going to enter? So your motor vehicle account of this subunit need to be debited 9 million and the subunit CDB lease account need to be credited 9 million using the journal entry on the 10th of April. So to do that, we need to go to the banking module, and there you can see the journal entries. Click the new journal and then you change the date. This is happened on the 10th of April and the journal number is given BJ101. No, that is the transaction number given in your handout. So sorry, BJ1, just a 1. So we will enter the same number. And then our debit account. What is our debit account? Actually we are going to receive a new motor vehicle. So we will be going to our motor vehicle account which we have created for the subunit, and you can enter that new bus purchase. New bus, that is enough. And the value is going to be 9 million rupees. Then we are not paid the money, so we are taking this as a lease under the lease, CDB lease. So we have created CDB lease account, as you can remember, for the subunit. That is going to be the credit, and the transaction description will repeat it there. You put the value into the credit side. So the two sides are now equal. If you entered correctly, two sides need to be equal. Then only you can save this transaction and update the ledger. So you can see debit account is motor vehicle account, credit account going to be the lease account, and the journal entry goes to the same subunit. So save and update. So that is transaction number 2. Now transaction number 3, Capital PLC, who is the customer, approached the best way. So the new customer is coming to the best way to get transportation facility for the field visit. So they want to get the transport facility from our company, that is our best way unit, for the Capital PLC Institute, right? So the contact information and the agreed payment terms of the Capital PLC are given below. That means you are asked to create a new customer by using the given information. So we need to create the new account for the Capital PLC customer. So how to do that? We can go back to our software and they are going to create the customer. Go to the customer module and use the first button, customer and new customer. So according to the coding system, if you refer to the old coding system, you can see 3 letters are used and the number. So here we can use CAP001, capital. So when we can enter the name of the company, Capital PLC, that is the name of the company, and then general information, what is provided to us, address is given, contact name is given, so we will enter the contact name of the person and enter that under the contact name. You can see the bill contact name cannot be entered under general tab. You need to go to the contact tab and enter the name, and then you can come back to the general tab. You will see the name of the person appearing in the tab as well. Then we can enter the billing address. So you can enter this as a one line, single line if you like, or you can break it and put it into the different line. So here we will enter that under the billing address. So 124 Colombo 7. Further telephone number is given, so we can enter that as well under the appropriate place. So we will take that under the telephone number. Enter that. Then also it says agreed payment and terms are changing. So we need to go to the payment and credit tab, and the terms and condition need to be modified using the customized terms and changes. So according to here, net due days are 30. There's no credit limit, and credit limit is there. No credit periods, discounting period. So this need to be changed. Original one is 45. Net due days need to be 30. And there's no use discounts given here. We can disable it, remove the discounting factor, and also change the credit limit as 150,000 rupees, not the original 100,000. So we have entered the credit terms, net 30 days, and the credit limit is 150. Okay, and then we can save this customer using the customer list. And even here you can see our customer types are there, but we are not going to categorize them under any customer category. So you save. So that can be closed with the customer creation. That is the transaction number 3. It's actually not a transaction, it's an event. You created customer, so it's not a transaction. Then we are moving into the actual transaction with this customer. On the 15th of April 2018, Bestway sent the quotation based on the following information to the Capital PLC. Quotation number BQ1. So the expected date of travel need to be 27th April and the distance need to be 500 kilometers. So this quotation need to be created to the customer. So under the customer ledger, you can see the quotations and click the new quotation. And then you can select your customer now. The new customer is there, CAP001 Capital PLC. And the date of creation, the quotation, you need to exactly enter the date. Quotation is created on 15th of April. As you can see, select the date 15th of April, and goods through date is expected traveling date, that is 27th of April. So we have to enter that here, 27th of April traveling date. Then the quotation number BQ1, we can enter that BQ1 quotation number. Then we can select the appropriate card. So that is our traveling card. So we select that and enter the quantity. You need to enter the distance, 500 kilometers. You just type quantity and then you type 500. Enter it. Then automatically price will be attached and the total value will appear in like 245,000. It's taxable and you apply the tax, 38,000. So altogether this customer need to agree with 281,750. If you go to the journal entries, you can see Inland Revenue Department account is debited, that is the tax portion, and also the subunit is created here, that purpose. But the problem now, Inland Revenue Department account is in the main category of account, right? We have not created two different accounts to select, so we have created only one account. In that case, if you created another VAT account for this purpose, you will be able to attach that, but we will go for the common Inland Revenue Department account, but the subunit will take the traveling charges as well as account receivable, right? So click OK and then save it with the confirmation save. So we have saved that and it goes to the subunit. Then we will look at the next transaction. Transaction number 5. On the 20th of April 2018, Capital PLC confirmed the above quotation, and on the same day they deposited 30,000 cash to the CDB account as an advance payment. There's a deposit ticket number BD1, reference number BR1, and also receipt number is given. Actually, we cannot give a receipt in this situation because we are going to use this as a converted from the quotation. So let's look at how to do that. You can go to the quotation list and they agree with our quotation. So we can see our quotation is there. They agreed the quotation. Then we can convert this quotation now into the sales invoice by giving the sales invoice number. So here we have not given sales invoice number. So we can use the receipt number, or if you like we can use that R009 as a invoice number. Then you convert this and then it says transaction cost the customer accounts going beyond that, you say yes and that will process. So now when you go back to your invoices and view the current invoices, you can see this particular invoices is there. Next you have to open that. Then you have to enter the other details. This transaction is going to be, invoice is sent on 20th of April. So change the date, 20th of April. Invoice number is already there, which we have entered. They have deposited 30,000. All these details are available there. They have deposited 30,000. VAT account, we have only one VAT account. So the amount they paid, we can enter amount paid at sales. They are given the reference details. Here the check number is going to be the reference number. First of all, we can enter under the check number. Then we can enter the deposit ticket ID. We can see the deposit ID is BD2. We can enter that. Deposit ticket ID BD2, right? And also the amount paid at the time, 30,000 rupees, that can be entered by check. So this check need to be deposited into which account? CDB account. So make sure you select CDB account, your subunit bank account. Then click OK. When you come back, you can see the part of the payment 281,750, 30,000 is deducted. Balance remaining is 251,750. If you go to the journal entry, you can see how the accounts are updated. Except the inland revenue, it's a common account. Except the inland revenue, all other accounts are updated to the subunit. So we can then click OK and save this transaction and process is getting yes. So we have completed up to the 5th transaction. Then the 6th one, it says on the 28th of April 2018, best pay invoice for 480 kilometers to the Capital PLC for the travel. Invoice number BS1. So this is a direct invoice which we asked to create. So let's go back to the invoicing option, create the new invoice and select the Capital PLC. It's already exceeding the credit limit. Then we can enter the date. Transaction date is now going to be 28th of April. Select the date and enter the invoice number, new number given BS1. That is the invoice number. Then it says we are going to bill this customer for 480 kilometers. So then we have to select the appropriate item card, travel in and enter 480 kilometers. Appropriately you can see the values are appearing and it is taxable. So you can apply the tax code. 1 is applicable with the tax. So altogether the customer need to pay 270,480, but he is not paid anything. If you go to the journal entry again, you can see subunits are involved and the main account also involved with the inland revenue. So you click OK and save, update this record. Moving into the item number 7, on the 29th of April 2018, Best Pay received a check as a settlement of total. This needs to be total. Okay, I will correct that. Total balance amount of the invoice BS1. So he has received the money for the balance amount of invoice BS1. This check is deposited into the CDB bank on the same day. Deposit number, reference numbers and other things are given. So we have received the money from the capital company. So we'll see the BS1 payment is received. How to get that? You go to the customer module. Now receive money option is the one which need to be used. Use the receive money and select the customer CP. You can see the BS1 item full payment has been received, and you can enter the check number given in the customer check number, and then the date is 29th of April. He has paid on 29th of April. Then the rest of the information, deposit ticket number BD2. BD2 is the deposit ticket number, and also it shows receipt number. Receipt number need to be R014. R014 is the receipt number, and this deposit is going to the CDB bank. Make sure debit account need to be CDB bank, and the full payment paid for the BS1. So 270,480 rupees worth of check paid by the check number 457638, and it is deposited same day onto the current account CDB bank. And then if you are satisfied, you want to see the journal, you can see both transactions going to the same subunit and save and update. So you can update the transaction. So when you go back and check the view option, you can see the particular transaction is recorded there with the deposit ticket ID, right? So that is how to enter the particular transaction number 7. Then we are moving to the transaction number 8 for the same segment. It says the following expenses were paid for the CDB account during the month. There are 3 expenditures paid by check. So again, all 3 are going like a write check option. So we have to use the first check number to write the check from the CDB bank. We'll go to the software and go to the write check option, either using the vendor, either using the banking module. You go to the write check option and create a new check. So then we can enter the check number here under the check number and look at the transaction date 27th of April. Select the date, and the bank need to be the CDB bank, right? And amount you paid first expenditure administration, other administration expenses. This will be the name of the transaction. So we can enter that under the name here. Give that name, other administration, and how much we paid. So altogether 15,000 rupees paid. 15,000 rupees. So now our credit side is ready. Debit account need to be the other administration expenses account which you have created. So if you find out the account number, you will be able to enter that. Other administration expenses of the SBU 9,020. So if you look at the journal entry, you can see the other expenses account is debit 15,000 and your bank account CDB is credit 15,000. Perfect transaction. You can click the save and update. Next transaction, other direct expenses paid on 28th of April, 45,000. Check number is the next check number. So check number is appearing automatically. Then you select the date, enter the name of the transaction, other direct expenses, same account is used, enter the value, how much you are going to pay, 45,000 rupees. And the debit account need to be the direct expenses account, which we have created again as a new segment account, 9,010 SUB. And then the journal entry, you can see the other direct expenses debit and your bank account is credit. Perfect transaction. Again save and update. Then the last one, commission fees are paid, cost of sale account this time on the 29th, 20,000 rupees by the check. So we will be using the same check now. Right check 52 is correct. On the 29th of April, same account, and the name of the transaction give the commission fees, and you need to find out your commission fees account under the cost of sales category. So the value we paid for this commission 20,000 rupees. So we can see the journal entry, commission fees subunit 20,000 debit, and also your current bank account is credit 20,000. Perfect transaction again, save and update. So we have completed 8 transactions. Now the last transaction for the subunit, it says the depreciation charges for the luxury bus for the month of April is 60,000. You need to use the journal entry number BJ2. So the depreciation of the luxury bus motor vehicle need to be depreciation by 60,000. So what is the double entry? Depreciation expenses account debit 60,000 and accumulated depreciation account is credit 60,000. To that, we will go back to our journal entry. And then the date of the transaction is going to be the depreciation for the month, that is end of the month. So the April end 30th, and the reference number BJ2. And the debit account need to be the depreciation expenses account of the segment. We have created that. SBU depreciation, monthly depreciation is the description. Monthly depreciation. And the value need to be 60,000 rupees, given value. And the credit account need to be the accumulated depreciation of the SBU, motor vehicle account. There you have to select the appropriate account correctly and enter the same value 60,000. The two sides are equal. We can save this and update. So we have completed almost all the transactions relevant to the subunit, right? So let me show how many transactions we have completed. You can go to the report section, you can go to the general ledger and check your transaction detail report and go to the option button and select all and click OK. So you will be able to see all the transactions currently we have completed. So the total number of transactions completed by you as 11. And also if you just visit to the business status center, you can see the current profit of this business. So you can see total revenue of 408,200 earned, cost of sales only the direct commission paid 20,000, gross margin is 460,200, our expenses paid 120,000, and currently we are operating with the net margin of 340,200. I'm sure that you will be able to understand this process and you are now knowing how to do these particular transactions very